Hi, it's yet again time to grow garlic. And this time we are going to talk about growing garlic in containers. I have a full playlist about growing garlic in your garden. Growing garlic in containers is very similar, so I recommend you to watch that whole playlist. But in this video, we specifically are going to talk about growing garlic in containers. So first of all, you have to choose the variety of garlic that you want to grow. Hardneck, softneck, elephant garlic. Please watch my video, which you can see right now, to see the difference between different types of garlic. And based on garlic you choose, you will plant them in different times. Generally, hardneck varieties are planted in autumn and softneck varieties are planted in spring. First, let's choose a container for growing garlic. Generally, for any plant, the smaller the container, the more difficult is to take care of them. Because there is very small amount of soil, the roots do not have much space to grow, they cannot extract a lot of nutrition for them, and it's also very difficult to water them because you need to ensure that the soil never becomes dry so that the roots don't dry out. In the situation of garlic, bigger containers is better. For example, container like this, which is 25 centimeters or a little bit less than 1 feet in a diameter. I would recommend to use at least this type of container and maybe grow maximum 3 garlics in it. Of course, you can plant more, but the more you plant, the smaller garlic bulbs you will get. It's different if you decide to grow garlic to get green garlic leaves, so you don't want to get bulbs, but you want to get fresh green. Then you can use almost any container. For example, even smaller container like this is fine, and you can put even 20 bulbs here, just because most of the nutrition which it will need to grow would come from the bulb itself. Obviously from the soil, you need to water and so on, but they don't need as much space and garlic if you grow it for bulbs. If you plant hardneck variety, it means that it will have to stay in winter outside, and the temperature would be below 0. So I wouldn't recommend to use terracotta containers because they can freeze and break, unless you use a special terracotta container which treated in a special way, but very often you have no means to know it when you buy container. So stick with the plastic ones, considering that you need to make sure that you don't water them later too much, so the soil doesn't become soggy. You can use almost any standard soil. You can prepare your own soil. I have a homemade recipe for homemade soil for seedlings, which is also perfect for garlic. So you can watch this one after the video, but you can just buy also any soil in a supermarket. A general rule of planting garlic cloves is to plant it 3 times the size of the cloves. So the clove like this, you would plant it 1, 2, 3. You would plant it like this. That's why you also need deep containers. In terms of the time when to plant garlic or what you can add to the soil for the better harvest, you can watch my other videos about garlic. I explained everything in many details. Once garlic is planted, don't forget to insulate the pot so that the soil doesn't get frozen in winter. When you plant garlic in soil, it generally doesn't get frozen in winter, so you need to ensure that the same will not happen in the pot. Because the pot is smaller than soil on the planet Earth, you need to ensure that it's insulated, so you can watch this video about how to insulate your pot in winter so that the roots don't get frozen. And don't forget to mulch. Mulching is extremely important for winter, first of all because it protects the higher layer of the soil, and secondly because it gives necessary nutrition to your plants, because soil microorganisms start digesting this organic matter which becomes available for the garlic roots to consume. Once you plant it, keep it outside. on the balcony, on the terrace, wherever you can. You cannot keep it inside the house because it needs those cool temperatures during which roots are developed for the hard neck varieties. If it's a soft neck variety which you planted in spring, then it's slightly different. You do not need this period of very cold weather. However, it still grows best in cooler weather when there is enough moisture in the pot. Once you planted it, make sure that it's not, it doesn't dry out. For hardneck variety, if you just leave it outside, there will be rain, there will be snow, so generally it doesn't require too much care in the winter if it's insulated from being frozen. For softneck varieties, almost immediately you have to start ensuring that the soil never dries. So water regularly. If you keep a layer of mulch of at least 5-10 centimeters, that would help you with feeding your plants. You can add some additional compost or rotten manure, composted manure, vermicompost somewhere around April to your garlic on the top to give it additional nutrition. And about 1 month before harvest, you can water it with a solution of ash. Actually, suspension of ash would be more correct to say. And stop watering a couple of weeks before the harvest, and then harvest as usual. My playlist shows all the things of growing and caring for the garlic to ensure that it doesn't suffer from diseases and also produce great harvest. You can harvest your garlic once leaves start drying, and watch this video about how to store garlic for more than a year. I hope it's been useful. Do ask questions in the comments about how to grow garlic in containers in case something is not clear. But as I mentioned, my videos playlist about garlic have all the information you might ever need to grow huge harvests of garlic. Bye.